A viewer wants to know how to talk to somebody that you've never spoken to before. You know what? That is the hardest thing, but you're going to be so glad when you did it. And I know you worry about freezing up, about saying the wrong thing, but so what? So what? I sound like a broken record. I do. But you have to put yourself out there. You have to try. You really do. And the best thing to do in order to not freeze up is to not start talking a lot. Because once you start talking a lot, you just feel like you're just going on, and you really just feel stupid. You really do. So think of some questions. Questions are always good because then you can ask the question, take a breather, and listen. And when you do that, you're like the best conversationalist. You really are. People say, "Why are you so quiet? Why are you so quiet?" And they're not looking for you to talk a lot. They're looking for you to ask questions so they can talk a lot. They love to talk about themselves. So they're going to think you're the best conversationalist in the world if you let them do the talking and you're a really good listener. Anybody can do that. You don't need to think of witty things to say, jokes, or anything like that because that does come across as forced. All right, so the best way to do this, and I've said this in my last video, is to try to talk to this person in a group because then you're not sitting there, now what? So I don't know if you have to arrange it so that you have some friends with you, but that would be the best to just get some backup. But otherwise, even if you find yourself in a one-on-one, you can handle it. What do you have in common? You have to have something in common with this person, or you wouldn't even know this person. It's got to be somebody that you come across fairly regularly. So whether it's work or school or some kind of a group, the gym, whatever, ask them something about the stair climber if it's at the gym, or about a project at work, or an event at work, or a paper at school. You see what I mean? I know, and that sounds really basic, but it really is the way to get people talking. You just ask them, and then they feel like, oh yeah, I know about that. They feel like they're the expert. They can help you. People like to help other people. So they're giving you advice about whatever it is. And then naturally, the conversation is just going to get going. It is. And it may not the first time. So if it's short the first time, don't get all worried like, oh no, I just made the worst impression. Not at all. In fact, it is better to just kind of keep it short and brief and maybe talk to them on the way somewhere so you don't have to spend a lot of time. Stop them on the way to the lunchroom at the office or on the way to the next class and say, hey, did you understand this problem? Blah, blah, blah. And they'll answer and you can say, okay, great, thanks, see ya. And then the next time it'll be a little bit longer and a little bit longer. So take your time. Don't feel like you have to have this monumental conversation the first time you see them. And also the key is if you can get other people involved, that would help because then you don't have to constantly have your focus on that person. You could be talking to the person next to you and then talking to this person and then the other person and then they could be chatting. You see, and then it could be this three-way conversation, which is going to be much easier. And you could do that for a while before you even have one-on-one conversations. So it doesn't have to be like a test, like, okay, this is my one shot, because it isn't. It isn't your only shot. And if you do blow it and you like stumble or you say the wrong thing, believe me, they're not going to hone in on that. They're not going to focus on that. Like think, oh my gosh, what did he just say? No. I mean, you're mortified because you're playing it over and over in your head, but they're not. They don't even give it a second thought, honestly. So whatever it is that's really bothering you, like, oh my gosh, why did I ask her this? Or why did I say that? They're like, ugh, whatever. Or you stumble on your words, so what? Everybody does that. And again, that's so far down on their radar. People have got so much on their minds that they don't sit there and analyze what other people say or do, like what you think. Right? So that's the key right there. You mess up, you think you mess up, you didn't. But if you think you did the first time, then try again the next time. Just don't be so frightened by what they're going to think about you that you don't talk at all. That would be the big mistake.